When there's more than one founder in a company, it's really important to discuss how will the equity ownership interest in the company be divided. You want to have this discussion early on in the development of the company to make sure that each person's ownership interest adequately reflects their contributions to the company. You want to have the discussion early on in the development of the company, and you want to make sure when you're deciding what the equity division should be, you consider what were the past contributions to developing the technology and working on the company, as well as thinking about what are the future contributions of each founder in the company. This means you need to have a frank conversation between the founders about the work that's been done and the contributions that have been made to the company before the company was formed, and the work that will be done and contributions made to the company after the company is formed. It's important not just to divide up equity equally in the company, because this may not be an adequate reflection of each founder's contribution to the company, and this could cause problems down the road. Here are a few factors to consider as you're dividing up the equity in the company. 1, has the founder contributed cash or intellectual property to the company? If yes, then that founder should receive a higher ownership interest in the company. Another factor to consider is whether the founder actually came up with the idea for the company. If that's the case, then the founder should receive a higher percentage ownership interest in the company. Another factor to consider is whether the founder will be working part-time on the company or will be spending less time on the company than the other founders. If that's the case, then that founder should receive less equity in the company. In addition, another factor to consider is whether a founder put in more time prior to incorporation working on the company. If that's the case, then that founder should receive a higher ownership interest in the company. If a founder is going to have higher responsibility or is going to create greater value going forward for the company, then that founder should receive a higher ownership interest in the company. These factors, in addition to others according to your particular circumstances, must be weighed carefully, but it's important to take a holistic view of the contributions of each of the founders when developing the ownership interests in the company.